Hello and welcome back. Oh, I keep forgetting. I keep on forgetting and keep on getting distracted. One of the things I keep forgetting is harvesting these cucumbers and ducking when I come in. But I keep on forgetting, I keep on getting distracted. I've done so much this week, but it's not the jobs that I need to do. Now we've had plenty of harvest this week from the Touchon carrots, the courgettes. That's our first courgette, and that was really nice. The giant Mangetout, the French beans. We're still eating the shallots from last week and onions, and everything's going really well, but it's still quite a lot of chores that I still haven't done, and I'll come to that in a bit. Now, one of the things I've done this week is starting cleaning the patio. And one of the reasons why I actually wanted the patio doing, it just needed cleaning. You may see in the background I've done a new bed table down there as well. So we just need to clean that, get the new sand or the old sand in here to level this off. And then I can finally sort out these plants, these blue bananas. Again, this is another distraction. There's so many flowers that I'm just losing time watching the bees go around the flowers of these, and also the red cories. Hopefully they don't cross pollinate, but look at the size. Hopefully I can see this, you can see this. These are the blue bananas, and there's plenty on here. Now, blue bananas used to be really popular apparently, and one of the things I didn't realise is the vines are 6 meters long, so I need to start winding this all back, so I need to get this finished. But everything's interlinked, so everything seems to be interlinked at the moment. I need to do this step before doing that step, and I'm getting distracted along the way. I'm not doing the important stuff, which is sowing seeds and getting prepared for the next part of the growing season. You know, one of the distractions this week also was tidying up in here, and I did it on the hottest day of the season. So I was in here slicing and dicing away on all of these, and Sarah comes in here and she goes, "You've been here for 3 hours, how can you actually survive the heat in here?" And it was actually cooler in here than it was outside. So before I go into the slicing and dicing in here, let's go through those harvests. I think we'll start off with the carrots. Right, there's a bit of a squeeze, and I thought today for the carrots, I know I've got all these what was it, Manchester table, but I thought I'd go with the Touchon. Now that one I'm really pleased with. Look at that. This one next to it I can see is a trouser leg. That's going to do nothing. So what I need to do now is look for another one that I could do for thinning out. And I'm happy with that one. I need probably another 2 tonight. I do enjoy these fresh carrots in a stir fry. Let's go with this one. Oh, it's a bit tangled up, but there we go. That's a nice size one as well. I know it's only short, but there's a lot of flesh already on that. So those 3, I'll probably go with another one actually. And there we go. Again, I'm really pleased with the quality of these, just because I've had hit by carrot root flies so many years on the run, and they're really good. So this doesn't help doing this again in the middle of the daytime, so I'm going to get the netting down straight away again. But really pleased, and they smell fantastic. Right, so next up is the courgettes, and they're called Golden Star, and we really like that. And we've got another 2 to harvest tonight, so we're really looking forward to that. We're just going to have another stir fry, basically with more French beans, more carrots, more courgettes, and the Mangetout. I've left this one a little bit too long, but give it a good old twist. And there we go. That's our first proper courgette. I'm really looking forward to having that in the stir fry tonight. Right, I'm really pleased with that. I mean, look how yellow that is. Adding that to any cooking just brightens up the dish. It's a real vibrant colour. Now we have got another 2 that are looking pretty ready. What I'm going to do is just hold off until I want to use those, which is probably going to be another 2 days. But again, look at these colours, and there are a few there that are just coming up as well. So these plants are now producing. So I'm also looking forward to, I know it's courgettes, looking forward to courgettes. We're going to have another abundance, and that's great to have. But yeah, that golden star, it's a bit like, you know, when you get cucumber, you get the seeds going through it. That's what I find normally with the courgettes. But that was solid in the middle. There's very little seeds, and it's really firm. Even though it was really big, it was really firm. So we're definitely going to be growing those again next year, and they're so nice. You could just eat them raw. And I think if we do get a glut, a bit like in here, I'm just going to be eating them raw as I go around the garden. I mean, that's what I did at the weekend when I did tidy up in here. I was just munching away on the cucumbers. There would have been more. Like I say, I'm going to be harvesting these probably tomorrow, making another lot of pickle. But I think we're going to try in the next batch, the next glut that we get, that we may try to do some chutney relish. May try and do some relish. But at the moment, although we've got a lot now, they've sort of slowed down a little bit, so hopefully we'll just go and get a bit more manageable harvests off them. Right, French beans are next, and we're really enjoying those. My hands smell of tomatoes, and it's a lovely smell. I've just been doing a little close-up of that big Grishofka there. It's a big sized apple tomato, and that's the beauty of these. They do produce these early big tomatoes. Now it is a little bit worse for wear at the moment, just because I'm trying to keep them in small pots so I can transport them up to my mum's. So it's a water every day at the moment, and they do look worse for wear when they've been in the sunshine. Right, French beans, and it's so nice to come out here and just be picking as and when, and I've left quite a lot on the shelf, but like I say, it's so nice just to come along and just have a good look and see what's underneath here, because you just don't know. It just looks like a whole load of leaves, but then you lift them up and just see all these different colours. So I have already done the pick, and you know, that's really nice colour wise, and the greens, the light greens, the purples, the dark purples, and the yellows. So it really does look really appetizing when we're preparing it. Now it's also having the 5 different varieties is you get 5 different shapes and sizes, and crunches and textures as well. So these are the 2 green ones. Now they've both got 2 different textures and 2 different, well, basically crunches. One's a lot thicker beans inside, and the other one's a lot thinner. So it's really nice to have all these different varieties. We're not just having a pack of beans, you know, like you get in the supermarket. It's one variety. We're having 5 varieties. If I'm lucky, if we got 5 ready, we're having 5 varieties of different crunches. But having them so fresh as well, it does make a real big difference in the meals. So yeah, coming out here and just slowly picking and leaving the rest on for the next time, which will be later on in the week. I'll come along again. Now I've only done just this bed. I've still got another 2 beds to go at, and I can see a lot more just dangling down ready. So it looks like we're going to have quite a lot of French beans over the next couple of weeks, and I can still see quite a lot of flowers as well. So hopefully we're going to get a nice period of French beans from these. Now I don't know how long they're going to last for, and hopefully the ones down the beds down there will actually start producing as these are fading off. And that's it with this weather at the moment. You start to get everything's shrinking in time wise. Normally where you can say, oh, it's going to get a month worth of harvest, you're getting that down in 3 days because everything is changing with this warm weather. Right, next up is just picking a few of these giant Mangetout. And what I'm going to do is leave quite a lot of them on for tomorrow to pick for a Thai green curry. So we're just going to go over a few of those, and it's mainly going to be the French dwarf beans that we're going to have more for the greenery to go in the stir fry. But these are really nice and really enjoy them. I do desperately need to start some of the seeds off to start a fresh batch, because these haven't produced as much as I was hoping for. That's simply because I just left them in the pots way too long, so it's all my own fault. I just keep forgetting. Right, well look at that, for those different colours. We've got greens, purples, light green, orange and bright vibrant yellow, and then we've got the pale yellows as well. It's going to be a real colourful stir fry tonight, and that's what I'm really enjoying, is all these colours, textures and flavours, and they're all fresh straight from the garden. So yeah, really looking forward to tonight's tea. Right, so when I was picking the Mangetout, I did mention that I keep forgetting, and I keep forgetting to plant seeds, to plan for the next part. This is an abundance that we've got at the moment, but it will soon go. That's because I'm eating it all. But once it goes, I've got to be planning for the next stage, and I haven't. I keep forgetting to, so that's what I'm going to tackle next. I know I probably mentioned it in that clip about all the colours, but it's really nice to have all these vibrant colours. And it's also with the purple ones, when I'm doing the stir fry, I actually know when they're ready because they turn green. You know, if they're still a little bit purple, they're not quite cooked. And these two Sowing carrots, they were so nice. I'm looking forward to having some more of those again tonight. Right, so back in here. So as you can see, it's a lot clearer than what it was previously. Now what I am doing is really using the knife a lot. I'm getting used to it. The fingertips are, sometimes you are getting pretty close, and I do accidentally scrape at times, but I'm getting used to it. Now what I am doing, where I've had side shoots, oh, I need to remember to duck. So these tomatoes were a mess, and I've really cleaned them up. And what I did was, when I had the side shoots, which some of them had just got too big, and especially on these are really thick stems where they got the joins. So what I did was just slice off the side shoot at the first leaf. Now I know eventually I'm going to be cutting the leaf completely off, like I have done here. So I thought I might as well get any energy from the leaf on the side shoot, and then they will be sliced off. But again, some nice size ones on here. This is certainly one I'm going to be growing again. Hopefully the camera's not focusing in on them. I'm having right problems in here at the moment with the focus because of all these cucumbers dangling down. Like I said in the previous video, it's a real nice problem to have. And what I have done is I've got all the side sheets just going off in every direction that I could possibly do. So while I'm setting up for the seeds I'm going to be sowing in the tubs, here's more of the squash and the blue banana flowers with all the bees. Now that really is becoming a distraction. Every time you're walking by, you got this big bee floating around just going into one of the flowers, and there's so many going into the flowers at a time. They're having a bit of a party in there. So it's really nice, but it is distracting just watching them going around and then starting to clean themselves up with all the pollen and that. Sometimes it is just the little things, isn't it? So this is one of my favourite spots at the moment, watching all the bees going into these big yellow flowers. And there's quite a few females on there, so fingers crossed with all that. But it's also is part of the distractions, and this is what I'm forgetting, is to start sowing more seeds and to get these tubs up and running. Now I've got plenty of space behind me. Once the potatoes are going over, we've got 3 tubs of the Sharp Express. Now they're the first earlies, so they should be coming to an end in the next couple of weeks. And then we got the main crop, the Devlore, which is starting to look a little bit tired. There's still quite a lot of flowers on there, but they're starting to look a little bit tired, so maybe they'll be finishing in the next 6 weeks. So I've got plenty of space. I need to prep now for that space with plenty of these tubs. Now I've got plenty of the spent compost from the potatoes, but I've also got plenty of my rejuvenated compost. Now my rejuvenated compost is spent compost around about 30 litres mixed with 10 to 15 litres of the farmyard manure and 2 handfuls of the chicken pellets, and it really does wonders. It comes out rich. You leave it for about 6 months and it comes out this rich black compost again. So I've got plenty of that, and what I'm going to do is mix it with this spent compost, because I still think there's plenty of goodness in there, because that was compost mixed with farmyard manure, so hopefully there's still some goodness in there as well. Now most of these don't actually need that richer soil. Now I mentioned previously I'm going to the beetroots heavily sown, but I'm also going to do it for the onions, White Star, which is a salad onion. Now after 12 weeks they're saying small spring onions, so if I go for 12 weeks now, sometime in October I'm hopefully going to be starting pulling some of those out, and we'll see if they keep on growing. They may or may not, but what I want to do is use up all the seeds. Now this is a fresh packet this year. What I'm finding is onion seeds are not that viable after 1 or 2 years of keeping them, so I want to use up the seeds, so that's going to get heavily sown. Do a couple of tubs of that and we'll see what we get. Anything we get out of those at the moment is a bonus, and like I say, I'm reusing spent and rejuvenated compost, so I'm not really using that much up. And then the next one is something I have sort of really got distracted or forgotten about, is herbs, and I keep on mentioning it but I keep forgetting. Dill. I've got plenty of volunteers around the garden, but I haven't got a specific bed or a specific area for dill. So what I'm going to do with these is heavily sow again here, and hopefully we just get this mass, a bit like caramel or a bit like grass really, so I can just keep on cutting it off. And we do need a lot of dill at the moment just because of all those cucumbers. And then coriander, again, that's another one that will be really useful at the moment. We're using that a lot in the cooking, but our plants are all spent. Now I don't mind if the plants go over, you get the whole bushy white flowers, then you get the green seed, and then you get the brown seed. Now the green seed right now in the middle of summer is really nice in salads, because you get this zesty nearly lemon flavoured pop. So I've got plenty of my saved seed from last year, and again I want to use it up. There's no point in going, oh, I've got a whole packet of seed, when it's starting to get old seed. I want to use it up and be continuously rotating my saved seed. Now that's the same for chives. Now chives, I've got another, I think I've got 2 packets of chive seed. Now I'm going to do quite heavily sown again chives in one of these tubs, and that way I can start to replace some of my old plants in the garden, and I want to start using it in the borders as well, because it's a bit like the alliums in the borders at the moment. They are really attracting all the bees as well as these yellow flowers. So bringing in a lot of bees from the alliums, which is helping with getting these squash flowers pollinated as well. So yeah, I need to do the chives. Now on the chives, this is me actually saving the seed last week with the chives that we've got. So another job that you can do is to go round and have a look at all your dried flower heads and see whether the seeds are ready to be harvested as well. I mean, this is the chive flower heads, and all the seeds are just ready to drop. So this is a job I desperately need to do, and it's going to rain tomorrow. So at the moment all these heads are really nice and dry, and all the seeds, I've got to do this really carefully because you're going to have chives everywhere. These chives were from the patio, and we transplanted them out of the patio, lifted up the stones and transplanted them into a tub, and now we put them into this tub. And I've still got chives in the patio, and that was just from them in one tub, and they just, these seeds just germinate everywhere. I mean, look how many you get. Oh, there's a spider in that one. There you go. Look how many you get, and there's still plenty more in there. So all I do is put them into a tub and just give them a shake every now and then. Oh, and be careful not to knock them. Oh, I've just that's a whole load of seeds gone everywhere. Hopefully the dunnocks will go around and eat those seeds. But yeah, you've got to be very delicate now, because at the moment everything, all the flower heads are really dried up, that they are just ready to drop with any little bit of wind that we get. So, and that one's quite empty, so I know around here we're going to get plenty of chives, but that's all right. We really enjoy them, and it's really nice to have them in the garden, not only for the actual stems that you can eat, but these flowers as well. And hopefully we're doing this, and I will cut all these dry stems right away down. We'll get another second flush of these flower heads. So if you have got time, do look around for the flowers that are drying up, the flower heads. I've noticed that the foxgloves have started to dry at the bottom, and what I'm going to do with those is cut them down then. And once that happens, I just cut them down and put them all into a big tub and let them dry off. They're in there. Oh, that's not very good. Right, well, this isn't going to plan, is it? I've just literally spilt off the seeds everywhere. Do use a heavy tub if it's windy. Right, I'm going to orange the bee on that as well. Right, so there is plenty of distractions and plenty of maintenance jobs to do at the same time, and that has been distracting me. But it's also nice to have the distractions of all the harvests. Not so much the watering, but I'm getting control of in here, which is a real engine room at the moment, and there's plenty to harvest in here. But I am going to take my time. I'm going to wait until I've got, a couple of hours to actually cut them all down, all these cucumbers, and then prep them and make the pickles or the relishes. See what we do with that, because we've still got plenty more cucumbers going along. What I have done when I did tidy up in here is do all the side shoots going off in all different directions, so I should hopefully have a lot more cucumbers to come. It's going to be the summer of cucumbers, and again, I say, this is a nice problem to have, and it's nice in here to have all this this airflow as well. So that's the only thing I've got to do in here, is just come in here, wind around the tomatoes. So what I'm doing is on the strings going up to the middle and winding around the tomatoes. Hopefully I'm going to get additional trusses off them as well, so fingers crossed. But we've also got to think of is when, at the end of September, most of this will be empty again, and hopefully we've had a real good harvest, but I need to start prepping again. So fingers crossed I can actually get all those seeds sown, and we'll see how we go with them. So like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.